advocating, because I know Ghana is far advanced in terms of AfCFTA. We can receive and even export, but my question is for the other countries that we are exporting to outside ECOWAS. Some of them already have signed and ratified, but the implementation is not in place. So I wanted to check what are the steps that they need to follow to be able to implement AfCFTA. That is the first one. And then the second one is, as you are organizing this session for Ghana, do you plan of having the same for the other countries within Africa to fast track a bit the implementation in those countries? Thank you.
Hopefully we can in the future. It's obviously depending on like FCDA funding and everything, but it was a super interesting project, and our organisation would definitely be interested in doing it for other countries. Hannah, did you want to come in on that at all?
Just as I've said in the chat, you're right that those are sort of the three almost kind of pilot countries we selected to run this first, to set up these sets of guidelines. And I've certainly been thinking as this session has gone on that there's also a huge amount of value in running this session sort of almost as a standalone thing from the guidelines. So all of your feedback will really help us decide on next steps. And if you think other countries would benefit from something similar, we'll certainly take that into account. So thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Hannah. And on your first question, we haven't currently in this programme done any research about trade with other countries, but there's loads and loads of information on the gov.uk website. Part of that is Growth Gateway. I don't know if you're close to that as well, Hannah, but it has like loads of useful resources about trading with the UK, if that's what you're looking into.
Yeah, so I think, frankly speaking, many countries are ready or are readying themselves in terms of the AfCFTA trade. Yes, Ghana is advanced for obvious reasons. We were one of the first to have ratified. We host the Secretariat. We have a very formidable National Coordination Office, which has become a model for other countries to emulate in terms of coordinating national implementation. What is necessary for every exporter, and this is something I may put up on my last slide, if that is okay. And of course, it doesn't mean that there may not be questions after this, but I wanted to just give a few punch lines. And this is here, is that sometimes, and this is my experience with businesses, people think that AfCFTA trade does not require businesses to do the necessary due diligence. Every export business, and you heard from John Walden, every export decision is a call to action. A business must do some very, very important things. So in a nutshell, I would advise that you must have a registered business. And of course, this group is largely people who have that. Number two, you must have an exportable product. And here, when I say exportable product, I mean a product that has been developed and adapted for international markets. In our experience, we find people who have products which are good, but are not good for international markets. So product and service adaptation is very important. The next one is, have your product registered with the national authorities. And here, I'm also very important for you to do that. Conduct market research. There was a question about ginger, for example. Ginger is a spice that is very common or utilized, let's say, in Ghana and some African countries. But not every African country or people in African country like spicy food, or know even the medicinal benefits of ginger. So you need to do market research. Have buyer contracts. And here I say do your homework. Not just an inquiry, but do have due diligence, do have a contract that specifies your Incoterms, something that you need to know that specifies pricing, quantity, insurance, blah, 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 and all of that. Identify transport and logistics options for getting your products to your buyer. Identify that. Have knowledge about tariff and non-tariff barriers. Don't be blind to them. Have knowledge. I'm sending palm oil to this country. What are the likely tariffs and what are the likely non-tariff barriers? And make sure you address them and get the permits in advance. Ensure you meet your origin requirements and get your certificate of origin. So make sure it is your responsibility as a business to do that. Ensure your product is eligible for preferential rate. I talk about category A, category B, and category C. If it's not in category A, most likely you may not get a preferential rate. Include your certificate of origin and then use the Pan-African payment and settlement system to get your payments through. So that is that in terms of in a nutshell. But there was a question about are AfCFTA, ETLS countries eligible for exemption under the AfCFTA? If I understand your question, the question should be, are ETLS eligible products eligible under the AfCFTA? The answer is no. The ETLS has its rules of origin, which is different from the AfCFTA's rules of origin. The two are not the same. So if a product could be eligible under ETLS and would trade comfortably within ECOWAS, however, when the same product is up for AfCFTA, it may qualify or may not, depending on the rules of origin specified by the AfCFTA. Thank you.
That's great, thank you. And should we go to Paulina? You're next with your hand up.
Okay, thank you. And good afternoon or good morning to everyone. Reverend Dodi, I'm here. Yeah, just to add to Reverend Dodi's answer to the one farm milk about the fact that he currently exports under the ETLS or ECOWAS and whether he should switch to AfTA. So I will add that in the meantime, the ETLS offers you duty-free access, and so you can continue using the ETLS. But of course, you also have to register under the AfTA for in future if you really want to export under the AfTA or export to a country that is outside of the ECOWAS region. But for now, since you are qualified under the ETLS, you can go ahead and continue using it. And then whilst you also register under AfTA, so that in future you can do that for the a country outside of the ETLS. And in that case, you only have to do the application in the systems. You don't have to necessarily go to Chamber of Commerce to inform them that you want to switch to AfTA. You just have to initiate the process of registration on the ICOMS, and then it will be taken over from there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Paulina is a freight forwarder, so I advise that you use freight forwarders. Thank you for that answer. So there was a question from UC Brass as to, I work with a free zones company that exports cashew. Do I need to register? And we have a buyer from Algeria who needs AfCFTA certificate of origin. Please, do we have to register for AfCFTA before? The answer is yes. But please, we are not talking about the AfCFTA secretariat. We're talking about registration to determine the origin of your cashew. The cashew which is in demand here by your Algerian buyer. You need to provide them with a certificate that this cashew is originating from Ghana. So to do that, either you go to the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry office in Tema, if you're at UC Brass, or in Accra, or through your customs broker, you can register for the certificate of origin through the integrated customs management system. I think that's how you can get the registration done. Thank you.
Great. Great, thank you, Dodie. I think that might be all the questions.
Okay, I've seen a
Please feel free
question
to
here.
conclude.
I've seen a question here. It says, sorry, from Kwatin, Eva Kwatin. After signing and ratification, what is next? Good question. When a country signs the AfCFTA, signing is just what I describe as an in-principle commitment by the country to participate in the AfCFTA. Ratification is domesticating international agreements into national law. So let's take an example. If the president of Ghana attends a conference, and at the conference, they say, okay, look, we want to trade amongst ourselves as African countries. Our president can say, well, Ghana is interested. We would like to ensure that we trade amongst ourselves in Africa. So that will be, for me, a signing, an in-principle agreement. Now, when that has been done, the document can be brought to Ghana for Parliament. In Ghana's case, Parliament has the power to ratify international agreements. So Parliament will look at it, of course, with Attorney General's Department. If it's a trade agreement, Ministry of Trade, they'll look at it and say, okay, fine, this agreement, will it help Ghana? Will it benefit Ghana? We'll go through it, and then once they ratify or they sign of it, it means that Ghana has accepted to participate. So to do that, we said it will be customs. We said we're going to ensure that goods brought into Ghana under the AfCFTA should be approved or should be accepted. So we made sure that our customs documents indicated that. We said that we can issue certificate of origin. So we have a certificate of origin. So basically, when you have ratified, the next step is to give it domestic effect through documentation, the right documentation, through training of customs officials, setting up the right offices and the right institutions to give effect to the agreement. And that is what has been done in Ghana. Like somebody observed, it's not the same in every country. Some countries have ratified, but they are yet to gazette, for example, their tariff schedules, which simply means that they are yet to make it clear what will be the duty they will charge when you import to them under the AfCFTA. Thank you.
Amazing. I think that might be all of the questions now. Last chance to put your hand up. But if not, thank you so much, Dodie. That was such a fantastic session. I learned a lot as well, and I think it was super interesting. I loved all of your analogies. So thank you, and thank you so much, Hannah, as well, for coming and speaking on short notice. So yeah, thank you. Dodie, would you like to say any more final words? If not,
well, I'd like to say thank you
and
to everyone. I was hoping that the NCO director would also be here to give some closing remarks, but I'd like to thank them. We've promised to share the slides and also the manual. So we have your emails. Of course, if you're interested in Africa Trade Academy trainings or discussions with us, please reach out. I'm going to type out my email and my phone number. It's all about getting Africa to trade, and it will always be a delight to support you. Thank you, and thank you, Hannah, as well, and Eloise, for tremendous work. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been a very great time having you joining us at Africa Trade Academy to learn about how to utilize the AfCFTA. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you're looking for more, contact us at training@africatradeacademy.com or visit our website www.africatradeacademy.com for more information. If you're interested in our trainings, you can also contact us via phone and WhatsApp +233 59 755 6767 +233 59 755 6767. We look forward to having you with us. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.